Juan Carlos.
Hi, how are you?
Somehow we're gonna take this pretty big sized pig and put it into a box to cook it.
Yes, that's right.
Today we're in the USA's epicenter for all things Cuban, Miami, Florida. And I'm on the hunt for the most unique Cuban food this place has to offer.
All right, and the goal... That was quite the sound.
In Miami, every Cuban restaurant, every cook, every chef has a story.
We're really known for our backyard produce. I say that backyard produce is better than organic because nobody likes to pit and shit in their backyard, excuse me.
And the food is just the same. For example, did you know the Cuban sandwich didn't come from Cuba?
Did you ever see a Cuban sandwich in Cuba?
Not really.
Not really.
Not really, no.
The unique challenges, limitations, and adversity experienced by Cuba and its people helped shape a lot of the Cuban food we see today.
When you live in a country that limits you, it's good and bad. That's how many of the food is born. You have limits, you work with the limits, and you mix, you know?
Joining me on this foodie mission, longtime friend, born and raised in Cuba, Oro Padron.
Pela todos los plátanos, los aplasta y me los tiene ahí para irlos friendo a medida que...
What?
Oro and I worked together for years in Korea, running a digital media company. He's seen me at my best.
This is the story of my friend Sonny.
And he's seen me at my worst.
Hey, have you ever been morbidly obese? I have.
More about him later. Let's get to the food. Our first location. Can you spot it? Look a little closer. There, in the middle of a random parking lot behind those fortified walls, lies a Cuban food oasis, and they call it
Caja
Caliente.
Caliente.
Caja Caliente, you say it right.
Caliente is hot.
It's hot.
What's caja?
Caja is box.
Oh.
Caja Caliente means hot box. And no, that is not an accident. This place is a stoner's dream, starting with their tamales.
The owners are Cuban. The reason that I came here is especially because of the Cuban tamales.
How is the Cuban tamale different from any other tamale?
The inside has chicharrón and pork.
We can see some of the pork inside. Let's try it out. Dude, tamale is like a Latin granola bar.
Yeah, without
Because you can keep it wrapped. It's packed with energy.
You know how you know that is a good tamale? When you just bite and the corn flavor just like kind of attack your mouth.
That's very corny. That's good.
Corny? What I say or the tamale?
That one.
Okay, got it.
That's their classic tamale, and this is the tamale remixed and featuring Pitbull.
This is a tamale festival right there. Elevated celebration version of the Cuban tamale.
This bad boy is topped with slices of avocado, pork lechon, pico de gallo, a combo of tomato, onion, cilantro, and lime juice, then a fried egg, their house aioli, cheese, tajin seasoning, cilantro, and a wedge of lime.
What I'm gonna do here is a masterful egg pop. Look at that. It's gonna just ooze down. Oh my gosh. That looks pleasant. A little bit of egg, some meat, beans, tomato, and a piece of the tamale. Oh my gosh. Have you been eating this whole time?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, we usually do kind of a build up to the first bite, but that's fine.
It's so good, man.
All right, I'm gonna try it out.
And it has my favorite thing. It has avocado right here. It's hidden behind the egg.
That's outstanding.
This is the manifestation of salsa music right here.
I can't tell, is this healthy or not?
This is the problem with Cuban food. Healthy or not, it's really hard not to fall in love with it.
I just noticed there's nothing spicy here. Is that because we're in the US or is that a Cuban thing?
It's a Cuban thing. All our influences come from places that doesn't really have spicy food. All the flavors are very mild, but are very combined. So it's an exploration. It's not about punch, it's about feeling, you know, different flavors.
Eres perfecta mujer, de la cabeza a los pies.
Next up, old clothes. That's literally the name of the dish, though it does sound a lot cooler in Spanish.
Ropa vieja.
Ropa vieja.
The names come from a kind of a legend. Some guy didn't have food to provide to the kids, so he got some old clothes and he boiled it and he prayed and the food became this meat.
Welcome to MORENO'S, a trendy, cool Cuban restaurant with Chef Mary Elena's bringing Cubano flavors to life.
Recibimos muchas cosas de ellos, pero después le dimos nuestros toques.
What?
Basically, the Cuban cuisine is basically the influence from Spain mixed with the influence from Africa and the influence from the Caribbean and a little bit from Europe and China. It has like some kick to it, you know?
Right here we have the beef.
Yes. The name is falda. It's a name famous in Cuba, falda.
Which means like woman skirt.
Okay, is all the food named after clothing?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can have some baseball cap for dessert.
This beef is boiled, seasoned, and shredded by hand.
Finely shredded. It's so soft and tender.
All clothes.
Yeah, that's really old. These do look like some really, really old clothes.
She dices up some onion,
How many fingers do you have? Oh, you have all? That's pretty good.
yellow, red, and green bell peppers. In a hot pan, she adds a splash of rosemary and garlic infused olive oil, minced garlic, onion, bell peppers,
Smells amazing in here. People do that a lot in Miami, but not always for the food. Sometimes they do it for other reasons.
then the shredded beef, cumin, beef stock, cooking wine, salt and white pepper, and finally tomato sauce.
We've got that going. That needs about 5 more minutes. Here, what is this?
Tostones.
Tostones, that's basically like plantains.
Oh,
They
really?
squash it
Yes.
and they expand it.
It's basically a banana?
It's a banana.
Yes.
This is 100% plantain, smashed into this thick tortilla-like shape and fried until crispy.
Plantains are a huge part of Cuban cuisine. Let's try it out. Just a plantain, freshly fried. Oh, great, like flaky texture. Crispy and almost flaky. That's really good. So from here, putting on the meat, piling it high, all these amazing vegetables, the beef. It looks amazing. I have to get out of this kitchen because I've sweat through 3 shirts at this point. I don't know how you do it, but you are a badass. Thank you so much.
I believe in those things.
Also joining the spread, Cordero de Marie, lamb slowly stewed until it's fall off the bone level of soft, and a malanga puree. Similar to taro, malanga originally comes from South America.
I just wanna walk around with you.
This is super traditional. It's the Cordero and sweet plantains. She puts honey on it. And
Oh my, we should start with that, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at this meat. It's incredibly tender, and we've got sweet plantain.
Let's go.
Man, that's incredible. Even this part that dropped on the table, I'm
Really
eating
good.
that. I don't care. There's a lot of like slow cooked food in Cuba, huh? Do people just start making dinner in the morning?
I think it's kind of, we like to put it there, enjoy with the family while dad is cooking. But at the end of the day, we enjoy the plate that we were waiting for, you know, kind of.
Did you make all that up?
No.
Okay.
When we go to Cuba, I will show you more about the street food, the food that we prepare like more like commonly, you know what I mean?
What do you guys think? Do you think me and Oro should go to Cuba? Let me know in the comments down below.
It's softer than my grandma's thigh. My grandma's thigh is very soft.
Is that a saying?
No, I just thought about it.
Let's go to the next food. If you love grandma thighs, you are gonna love this next food. It looks like old clothes, right?
In Spanish, have more
Poetry
to it. Ropa vieja, it has its rhythm, right?
I feel that I should eat the orchid.
By the way, in Cuba we say that if you eat flowers, you will have better fart.
Does it sound to you like you're just always making stuff up? Are you even from Cuba? This has been hanging out for a little while. It does not get soggy easily. This is just like thick, hearty, robust fried plantain. Now, have you had this in Cuba?
In restaurant, yes, not in home. In home, we cook it kind of a little bit different, but actually this is a very good approach. I like it.
Let's do it. Oh man, fills my heart. And that cumin and all the spices that she puts in there, it's very gentle. All the food we've had so far, it's not overspiced, it's not aggressive, it's kind of charming like Cuban people.
A little bit of, you know, kind of like,
It's like,
yeah.
it's like,
Hold on. How you say when you try to make somebody fall in love with you? It's kind of very seductive.
it's beautiful, juicy, shredded beef on top of a fried plantain. Who wouldn't love that? To me, this feels like Cuban comfort food, but it leaves me feeling light afterwards, like I could still go out and do some salsa all night.
And that's the point. It gives you like the excitement so you can go dance and, you know, lose it all out.
Coming up, hotboxing a pig, and the most work I've ever seen put into one sandwich.
Did this pig do something to you personally?
But first, Little Havana's Los Pinorenos Fruteria.
I brought you to the place where I came the first time I came to Miami.
This place has been family owned for over 50 years.
It's my parents and my family's blood, sweat, and tears that we have this opportunity to do this today. What they knew was produce. So what they did was run around the city of Miami and knock on people's doors and purchase the fruits that are on their trees. And they would resell them. Then eventually saved enough money between the whole family and purchased this.
That's like real entrepreneurship.
Incredible entrepreneur. Just imagine knocking on an American's door without knowing a word of English and trying to buy your produce.
In this place, I found favorite things that I drink when I was a kid. For instance, sugarcane juice. This was the support of Cuba for many years. The base of the economy of Cuba was the sugarcane, the sugar.
They also make a mean cup of Cafe Cubano. It's got kick.
Some, punch to it.
Okay, here we go.
Dare I say, it may even rival some of the more popular powder-based stimulants found in Miami.
It is strong and insanely bitter. Good day to have a panic attack. Like if you weren't planning on having one, now I could. What can you do here in the US that you still can't do in Cuba?
In Cuba, it's very hard to get any technology, any resources. It's limited in one side, but it opens a whole spectrum of creativity and possibilities that I like as well.
What's something you can do in Cuba that you can't do in the US?
Easier in Cuba is like interaction with people. Cuba people, they don't think about the future, they are more in the present. If tomorrow I don't have food, who cares? Today you will have an amazing time.
Rico Mison from Cuba. Vaya.
Oro grew up in Cuba. In his 20s, he lived in Korea for 10 years, and now he's lived in Miami for the last 3. So when he's feeling homesick, he's either eating kimchi or stopping by here, Bella Cuba.
What I like of this place is like the family feeling that he has. How they welcome you is very similar to how people welcome you in Cuba.
Baila mi son montuno, Rico Mison.
Today, Juan Carlos and his son Omar will walk me through what it takes to make the best Cuban sandwich in Miami, starting with an entire pig.
Juan Carlos.
Hi, how are you?
Somehow we're gonna take this pretty big sized pig and put it into a box to cook it.
Yes, that's right.
Juan left Cuba in 1994. He moved to Ireland, where he opened Ireland's first Cuban restaurant, Bella Cuba.
First, we pick up the pig.
In 2005, he brought that name to Miami, where it's been ever since.
Pig is love to have a love sour. We will turn around.
Oh, that is a sharp knife. The goal here is to kind of make it flat. Yeah.
The marinade continues with a blend of garlic, sour orange juice, oregano, cumin, and pepper.
We made some good in the pork,
Did this pig do something to you personally? So all the stab wounds, we kind of just want the marinade to go and seep into all that meat, right?
Right, yeah.
So guys, it's not just about getting out our aggression, although that's nice too.
That's it.
That's it.
The piggy marinates overnight in the fridge.
Rico Mison. Vaya. Rico Mison.
The next day, the hot box is ready for action. Omar shows me the way.
This is the Miami Cuban roasting box. We wanted to show you guys the real Cuban way, so we brought this box in especially for today to show you how the real lechon is roasted. This is called La Caja Cubana, which has the coal on the bottom. So it's really hot in there, you see.
Time to put piggy in the box.
Lift it up a little bit.
It's a big piggy.
And get its little paws in there.
Oh man, this thing's got to be 50 pounds? And then we put this rack on top. Now we have to kind of connect them in a way that's going to keep the pig in there. This has to get squished the most. There we go.
Oh, awesome.
It's not gonna just slide out.
It'll be good.
So I'm gonna stick this inside here. Oh, dude, it's so big.
Yeah, it's in there. That's it.
Wow, this is tremendous. This is a lot of pig for this box. When does it spin? Wait, does it spin?
Doesn't necessarily spin.
Do you flip it at some point?
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be rotating, but it's not. Pig in a box?
Pretty easy.
It's like putting popcorn in a microwave.
The lechon takes about 2 hours to roast, with intermittent flipping and basting here and there.
The Cuban sandwich. The Cuban sandwich is not from Cuba. It's from Miami, actually. Yes, it was developed here. This sandwich went back to Cuba and now they're selling in Cuba. When I hear first time of Cuban sandwich, like, Cuban sandwich? We don't have a Cuban sandwich.
Oh my God.
Oh my Lord.
Would you take a look at that? It looks succulent,
How crispy
juicy,
it is.
and crispy. A masterpiece. How do you know when it's done?
I try like this way, el hole until here. See, keeping.
It's hot. And that's how you know it's done.
Yeah, that's
Usually the first person can have a piece of the ear.
I mean, look at this super crispy steaming ear. Oh my God, fresh lechon pig ear. Cheers. Bro, I am about that Cuba life.
Flavorful, the crispy skin with the pork fat in the middle really complements the flavor of the marinade, which really soaked into that meat. This is Cuba.
This is heaven right now.
And that's what we make our Cuban sandwich from. That's why we have the best Cuban sandwich in Miami.
Their Cubano starts with fresh baked bread, sliced and slathered with mustard, layers of ham and Swiss cheese, then the freshest roasted lechon you can find. Top that with pickles and a secret house sauce. Then the sandwich flattener. Toast it up, cut it in half, and enjoy the best flavors of Cuba and Miami.
What an amazing feast before us today. To both of you, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
So did you grew up in Cuba?
Yeah.
What age did you leave Cuba?
I lived there until 31.
Did you ever see a Cuban sandwich in Cuba?
Not really.
Not really?
Not really, no.
We have the pig, but we were missing the cheese and ham. It was really hard to get cheese and ham in the crisis.
Try it out. Oh, that is tremendous. Man, it is all about that bread. Super thin, crunchy, crispy bread. This beautiful blend of rich, savory, and tangy. Oh, I love that. Huh? Oh God, hold on. I have to finish it.
The traditional Cuban sandwich is really growing in popularity in Cuba in the last number of years.
So people like me who don't know anything show up to Cuba and they're like, where's my Cuban sandwich?
In the beginning, it's like, hold on. What's a Cuban sandwich? You know?
There's one more that we gotta cover for sure. This is the oxtail stew. So all this meat is oxtail?
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a fat piece of oxtail right there.
Oxtail. You have no idea how good this can be. Juan Carlos trims the fat and sections the tail into smaller pieces. He starts by searing the meat until it's cooked all the way through.
Some salt, black pepper, this is onion, green bell pepper, garlic, and cooking wine. I put all the tomato sauce. As well, some cumin, some completo, a little stock. Now we will cook it slowly for around 2 hours. Huh?
Finally, he adds a bit of chili powder, parsley, and it's ready to serve.
Oxtail soup.
The Cuban food is not really spicy, not really heavy in tasting. It's just a mix of tasting, like the fresh tasting, like the onion, garlic.
Obviously the bone is in the center and all around it, there's this really tender meat. And this meat is full of sinew and fat that's melted down. And so when you eat something boring, like a fucking chicken breast, that doesn't have any fat in it. All right, let's try this out. Oh man, it has an amazing depth of flavor. The Wagyu of oxtail, there's buttery, very present like tomato and carrot flavor. You really have like a gift from God, man. This is incredible food.
Thank you very much.
This makes me want to go to Cuba.
25 years ago, Juan Carlos left his mother country and started a new life in Ireland.
Actually, we live in Cuba with less than $100. We started a new life completely with him. The first word I learned was, I'm looking for a job. Most important for all my life was the support of my family.
It's hard because I think like every Cuban has a story, you know.
Here is the country free. The people fight with the dreams. The limit here is the people, not the life. It's different in Cuba.
It's like you got cut out of your womb, you know. You never know when that pain will end because it's the story of a country divided into pieces, you know.
In a couple of years, you'll actually be American.
Yeah, I will become American.
Does that sound weird to say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is weird.
Do you feel that identity now? Do you feel like I am an American?
Our identity is a live entity. You shape it with the times, you know. I have my Cuban face, my childhood. I have my Korean Asian face. I can have, you know, American citizenship, but I would be Cuban American, but you know, in the end of the day, it's me. I would be me, you know, a new face of me.
Cool. This is a lot of talking. Can we go eat now?
Yeah, let's do it.
From researching and shooting to editing and mastering, our 10-person best ever food review show team works hard to roll out the highest quality travel food entertainment twice a week. If you like what we do here, please consider supporting our Patreon. Patreon allows fans of the show to contribute a monthly sum and receive a load of extras like early video releases, private Q&As, and beyond.
To learn more about our Patreon, check out the link in the description box down below. And if you can't give or don't even feel like it, that's okay too. We're just happy you're here. Thank you for joining me today.
For sure, man.
This is a lot of fun, actually. I want to know from you guys, Do you think me and Oro should go to Cuba? What do you think? Let us know in the comments down below, and you can check out Oro's Instagram right here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. Paz?
Yeah, it sounds like opacity, but it's paz.
What is
Peace.
paz?
Peace.
Oh, in Spanish?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Can you teach me more Spanish?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, like how do I say, what's your phone number?
¿Cuál es tu número?
Oh, número. That
Yeah,
means
yeah.
number. I could do that.
Yeah.